Hello, 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 hello. Good morning, boys and girls. How are you all doing? Welcomes. I'm hoping, I think I've said this at the beginning of every stream for the last however many. I'm hoping nothing goes wrong today. But if we, there's quite a lot that could go wrong. There's quite a lot that could go wrong. We're going to play today. We're going to spend some gold. We're going to test some stuff out. We're going to see how it works. It's, yes, spoiler alert, I'm hardcore copying K-Chak here. But, sometimes it's worth having some fun. Right? Let's see. What way to jinx it this early in the morning? Well, I've skipped the coffee this morning, gone straight to the hard stuff. Because I think we might need it. I think it's possible that we might need it. I'm hoping that the oldie PC doesn't crash and burn. This is going to be a good little stress test for everything. It's really cool to fit so many accounts on one screen and still to be able to see them all like almost clear as day. Okay, why is the cam not as big as the whole corner of my OCD? Well, I did think about that. Now I don't want to tweak and tune this, play around with this too much, but I did think about that. We could, in theory, pull you out of there. We could just do something like this. Boop. That's entirely possible. Still looks a bit weird though, doesn't it? That's entirely possible. Now enable ray tracing in all of them? I think it is. I think they are. I've turned the quality down to 3. Oh no, maybe ray tracing isn't on all of them. Maybe that would really, I think I'd have needed a 5090 if we wanted to do that one. Where's the old performance tab? Ah, we're Gucci. 11 out of 16 giggity bits of GPU memory. Easy peasy. Easy peasy. We got room to move. Loads of room. How'd you make the windows like that? It's the Windows, like, what do they call it? Windows snapping something or other. I can like, I can move them around like this, if needs be, or I can just, boop, make one big, put it back again. GeForce RTX 5090 GPUs now power custom AI servers in Vietnam. 4,000 watt, 28 times 8-pin power connect. I don't even think I want to read that. Do I? Do I even want to read that? That sounds outrageous. Yeah, cookies. What? 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 Oh my god, the ads. What? How many is that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 5090s? You know how much money that is? What's worse than crypto mining in terms of gaming GPU demand? Over the last few years, we saw many crypto crazes that drove the GPU prices to record values. $5090 with 32 gig of RAM is a perfect balance between the costly RTX Pro series and flagship gaming GPUs. Once clustered together, they create large memory pools that can support various AI workloads. Something that will always find a customer. Now building AI servers based around the 5090 graphics cards. At least 7 cards are used for each server. Powered by 2,000 watt power supplies. 2,000 watts worth of power supply isn't good enough to cook 7 of these. These are 600 watt graphics cards. Last time I checked, 6 times 7 is 42, not 20. Sheesh. Yeah, you might get 70 FPS in Dornagle, yeah. Yeah, you might just about get 70 FPS. There might be 7, but they're probably massively underclocked. And it's doing it just purely for the 32 gig of RAM on each one. That is still, was it 7? 7, 14, 21. That's like over 20k worth of graphics cards right there. Sheesh. I mean, sure, each to their own, I guess. Each to their own. Peak, 600 watts? Well, yeah, but you can still sustain 600 watts on a 5090. My new 5080 sustains 350 watts now, which is actually gross. I was playing The Division yesterday, Division 2, which is one of the first games I've found that can push. World of Warcraft can't push a 5080 to its limits, not even remotely close. But The Division 2, 4K, everything on, maxed 120 FPS, was cooking my graphics card. Full 100% GPU usage. A nice toasty 350 watts. Needless to say, the room got warm quite quick. Yeah, WoW is still, for the most part, both server and CPU bound. Any interesting news? Other than decorations that scream player housing? Our top 5 wish list. Oh, that's not actually news. That's just like what somebody at Wowhead wants. Somebody at Wowhead wants another $50 for writing an article. Yeah, I don't care. Let's see what happens when it turns up. WoW can push the CPU though, at least 2 or 3 cores. Yeah, it's got better. It's got better over the years. It's not as, I mean, it used to literally just use 2 cores, and if you even had a 4-core processor, it was like, nope, I'm not using those other 2. It used to be really bad. I know that my camera fits kind of quite nicely in this corner like this, but truth be told, I don't like it like this. It's going back to how it was before. Let's put the camera frame back on. Put me back in it. By the magic of editing. Wait, now why don't I fit in my own camera screen? Why don't I fit in my own... Why is that a thing? I never used to... What? What's gone on here then? What's gone on here then? Do I fit in it again? I fit in it again, we're fine. Somehow I lost some pixels, clearly. Oh, have you lost pixels today? Sometimes. Not today. I'm sat here drinking Monster. I'm sat on my ass drinking energy drinks. There is no chance I'm losing pixels. If anything, I'm gaining them at a rapid pace. Wow, I'm writing more trash articles to bury the useful ones. Maybe. What I do need to do is right, okay, let me showcase what is going on here. I have a bunch of different accounts, clearly, that due to Remix have a bunch of level 70s on, yet I have not once used them. If we look at some of these, we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, usually 6 level 70s on each one that are kind of ready to go. Ready to go in terms of the fact that they're level 70, so they can do a few things, right? They can kill rares in the new zone at the chance of Mechanicas. They have by being level 70, they all qualify for the War Within Professions. Yes, Mr. Kachak, yes, this does look very familiar. I've said for a few weeks now that I kind of have half the infrastructure already there. So I'm way ahead of your average Joe that might look at your stream as of recently and go, I already have the accounts. I already have the characters on the accounts. I just haven't, one, given them a copy of The War Within yet. So I technically need 3 more copies of The War Within. And of course, at the very least, a month of game time each. So that potentially needs fixing. There are 2 things that probably need to be done. Now, my one big problem with all of this is every single one of these level 70 characters, they're all on Draenor. They're all on one server. They're not spread out. So the rate in which they will be able to kill rares will be significantly less. Don't buy the epic version again. Yeah, I accidentally bought the epic version on both of these 2 accounts that are up and running. We accidentally bought the epic version twice. Mainly because I accidentally bought the epic version once and attached it to my auction house account, which is this one. Then realizing that it was my main account that was flagged for early access stuff. And so I didn't want to run the risk of not having 3-day early access on my main account because it was tagged to my other account and I didn't know how that worked. So I had to buy the Epic account again for the main account, which was totally stupid. But, you know, stupid things happen. I'm also acutely aware that I think I've just missed a sale on the game, which might annoy me greatly. As I am pretty certain that the game's just $50 again at the moment, isn't it? Yeah, cookies. So we need 3 more copies of the game. We need to upgrade 3 of the accounts. Let's see. Their store is so shit. Just no. World of Warcraft. Sell me the game. How much is the game? Hello? Recommended. It's because I already have a copy of the game. It's not recommending the game again to me. Where's the... Oh, here we go. $50. Does give me a level 70 boost on each account as well, though. So that's actually 1 more set of level 70s. Your playtime expires in 30 minutes. No, that's a lie. That's a lie. It was on sale not long ago. Of course it was. Yeah, and yes, very much probably the case. Very much probably the case. But plenty of Blizzard balance, plenty of gold. I don't really care. But so there's old school account names. Yeah, my accounts, 2 of my accounts are so old that they've actually got names attached to them, which not many people can say. Which I've asked Blizzard to change. I've asked them to change them back, but they haven't got anything to change them back to. So they just have to be. It just has to be. So yeah, all of these accounts should have... Why is Banktheus not up there? Why are you not down there? All of these accounts should have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Oh, there's a 7th on there somewhere. Oh, that's maybe because Lazy Cash has got... you come down here. You go up there. You're my farming character. You can come down here. Get out of the way. So each account should have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 level 70s on it already from back in Mop Remix. New camera angle as well. It's me just flipped. It's me flipped. It's so that I actually kind of look into the frame rather than looking out of the frame. It's weird, but it's weird, but it kind of makes sense. Well, the Cloud Gateway Fiber is now in stock. You got yours last week. Ubiquiti launched a whole bunch of new stuff, didn't they? I've accidentally spent all of my work-related funds on a new screen and a new graphics card, so I'm kind of going to have to save some pennies for a few months before I think about doing network stuff. But I did look at some of their stuff. It looks quite funky. But yeah, 6 teams for killing rares. I do need to figure out the logistics of having them all on the one server. That is without question going to massively slow down the performance of them. But I've only got 6 teams, so at the end of the day, it's not the end of the world. But I do also feel it's very sensible to put enchanting on them all. Like, as ridiculous and as time-consuming as it's going to be, it seems very sensible to put enchanting on them all. That with the value of concentration continuously being useful, having enchanting on them all doesn't seem like a bad idea. And if I get really enthusiastic, maybe putting jewel crafting on them as well. But that realistically is at least 3 times 6, 18, plus whatever we've got on this account that I've not done anything with. Yeah, a bunch more tunes. A bunch more tunes. I sent you my rare farming doc on Discord, if it helps. Your rare farming doc. What's this? Oh, let's probably not have that on stream. I don't have Excel. Did I dream somewhere the other day that Excel, like, there's a basic copy of Microsoft that's free? I don't know. I'm sure I can open it in Google Drive, right? Google Sheets, sorry. I will keep it off screen in case there's something that isn't meant to be public in it. If it's got all your character names or something. Oh, this is the one that you've been using to... Oh, where you've put all of your calculations on what their drop rates and stuff are, I see. I've briefly seen you tinkering with this on stream and hadn't paid too much attention to what it was. Weekly rares killed, the daily rares killed, approximate miscellaneous mechanica and approximate value. Oh, that's very clever. Very clever. Can I actually know how I got some gold from profession, time invested versus what I got gold per hour, and prices go down very fast in the auction house? Can I get one honest advice, question mark? I have no idea what your question is, but sure. Do some of the weeklies as well, so it depends exactly what we want to do. I'm probably going to go... I don't know. I don't know. I need to do some testing, finding out. Do a little bit of testing, finding out. What's the radius on them actually getting loot? Can they all sit in the hotel, yet my main drive around and kill all of the rares? Or can I only go within the ones that... Do they only gain loot if the kill happens within a certain radius? Or is it zone-wide? Because if they can gain loot zone-wide, I'll just drive around. It'll take me a bit longer, but I'll drive around and kill everything. Pretty much. You can only do the 3 rares close by. At the hotel, you get Thwack, Nitro Swigs, and Tally. So if you want to go further out, like Sal or Vivi or anything, you're going to have to take them with you. Which becomes problematic because, yeah, I don't want to be carting them all about particularly. Carting them all about is a little bit too much like hard work, maybe. Okay, well, first things first is I need a copy of the War Within on all 3 of the accounts, don't I really? You can move them quite easily just using the flight paths, not physically moving them, just flying there. What's the maps? So you've got 1 point over here, which is good for Bomb Dude and the weekly that's here. There's a flight point right at the top. That probably doesn't help. Sal sits a little bit too much in the middle, doesn't he? You got a flight point right over here. Excuse me. Which might work for rats. Fly them all over there to get rats. And then you can fly them all down here for both Vivi and Candy. The only one you really can't get anywhere near is Scrapbeak. But you can fly them all here, kill these 2. Fly them all here, kill rats. And fly them over here to get Grimewick. And then when they sit at the base, you kill Tally, Swigs, Nitro, and Thwack. So you're just going to miss out on Sal. You're going to miss out on Sal and Scrapbeak, which I don't actually think is tragically bad. Morning all, I'm going to do some multi-boxing. I have half of it set up already. I've had half of it set up for ages. Since Remix. Well, I've had these accounts since, I don't know, flipping BFA at this point, but since they've got half a setup on them already, and it's either tinker with this for a little while or go play some other games for a month, I thought, why not give this a little bit of a go? Why not, eh? We need to... can't I do an upgrade on this? Can you not upgrade the game from within the game? Is that not a thing? Why does it not... Can you not up... This is what I don't get about Blizzard. They are so bad with this sort of stuff. Why can you not upgrade the game from within the game? Madness. Huh. Right, now's a very special time. Patch 11.1 came out a few weeks ago. Before the patch, goblins stockpile materials. After the patch, there's a surge in demand. Because the patch is popular, now demand is slowing down, prices are in free fall. Profit still exists, however, you need to find more work to do it. Yeah, there's... goal making is, for the most part, at least as far as professions and things are concerned, is very seasonal. Very seasonal. When the prices are going up, there's loads of gold to be made everywhere. But as soon as we cross that peak and we're in the off season between patches, which is kind of where we are right now. Season 2's been out, what, 6 weeks now? We're at the point where it's kind of, the peak has happened and we're on the downturn. We're rolling into off season. Off season is where you just get stuff set up, right? You get stuff rocking and rolling. You get your characters leveled up, you get your professions finished off, and you get yourself ready for what the next season is going to be. What would be really fun is if we could get all these 70s and turn them into 80s. There's a theory that we're going to need to do that at some point anyway. I wonder if Legion Remix, when that turns up, is going to give us the ability to get level 80s on the fast. Which could be fun. I'm wondering if delves, I don't know how much experience you get through delves, but these level 70s alongside a geared level 80, can you bring 4 level 70s with a level 80 into like a low tier delve and level those 4 level 70s up? I don't know if that's a thing. I'm thinking about ways of getting these 70 to 80 without it being too gross. There'll be 80s from doing the farm eventually. Yeah, very slow and steady. I guess for the most part, they're going to live in the land of rested experience as well, aren't they? So they actually gain more. Should be able to get them into the leveling delves. This is what I'm thinking. The low tier delves, it's not going to be a huge amount of experience, but on a level 80 that's geared, surely it just rolls through it, right? I don't even know. It's worth trying. Right, I guess I need 3 copies of the game though. Let me buy the damn game. And then when I do, let's make sure I attach it to the right account. I just need base editions on them, I guess. They all get a level 70 boost. Does one cop... What does... Oh, you only get the 30 days of game time with the Epic Edition anyway. So it's actually totally useless doing anything other than the main account. Where did my screen go? Why can I see my screen on OBS, but I have no screen? Why do I have no screen, but you guys still have a screen? This is scary. Why is my monitor not working? Oh, now it's back again. Oh, I don't like when shit like that happens. Maybe it was doing a... Oh, I don't like when that happens. Don't know that at all. I need to make sure I upgrade the right accounts, don't I? Otherwise this is going to go horribly wrong. It's WoW 1, WoW 2 and WoW 3 that I think I'm meant to be upgrading here. WoW 1. Pay with BattleNet balance, yes. Because that's just gold. Oh, enter in passwords. Okay. That's WoW 1. So that should be this one. Are you now the War Within? Doesn't say, does it? Reactivate with token. Okay. There's one account up. And there's our level 70 character boost. That's the hint that I've done it right. If we get that free 70 boost. Right, need to do the same again for WoW 2. If you really want to make it efficient, set up a 70 twink and spam the time walking dungeons with the 5 clients when active. That's maybe another way. WoW 2. I really wish they'd put this list in order. Make it much easier. Continue. Battle.net balance. Set up subscription later. That should be this one. Yep, there we go. There's the level 70 boost. Log out, log in. Oh, wait, no. Do I not have any bonus tokens? Hang on, let's fix that real quick. Even with delves scaling aggressively, though, I'm not trying to do high tier delves. I'm just looking to do like, tier 1, 2, 3 delves, but with a 660 plus geared 80. Surely he should still be able to stomp them, right? I don't know. We can find this sort of stuff out. We'll figure this out when it happens. One of you. I'm probably going to need at least 2 more of you. Yeah, why does my screen keep having a heart attack? It feels like it's a cable issue. Okay, weird. Gonna have to investigate that later. I don't like that happening. It's probably a resolution thing, to be fair. Switching in and out all the time. There we go. 2 tokens. Leave those in the bags because I want those to be used for these ones. Use token. Go. Boom. Is it going to log me out? Yep. I can only speak from experience, but tier 8 with 2 characters is almost identical in difficulty as an 11 with a single character. I'm sure the lower tiers will be fine. Yeah, I'm thinking mostly from, taking level 70s and getting them to 80, not like doing anything particularly fancy. I'm just wondering if throwing them all in a group is even an option, Right, we need 1 more copy of The War Within. You have to bear with me a second. I'm doing this off screen just because it pops up stuff from time to time that probably shouldn't be public. Where's the game gone? Now, there's part of me that is going to contemplate taking one of the accounts and spreading the characters out. So at least I've got some potential realm hop ability, but I'm not sure if it's worth, especially since I know categorically that my screen's turned off again. This is really concerning me that my screen keeps turning off. Oh God, now everything's breaking. Where's all my games gone? Never a day without technical issues. This is going to be WoW 3. Battle.net balance. Subscription later. There we go. Level 70 boost. Use token. And we should now have 5 accounts up and running. So let's see what the situation is with some of these tunes, because these are all these guys are all just absolutely straight, fresh level 70 dings in Mr. Pandaria. So yeah, what's that little add-on, by the way, that synchronizes things like add-ons and stuff? Because I'm going to need me some of that. Oh my God. Ah! Stop, go away. What is it called? What is it called? Let's see if I can try and remember. There's a little add-on that is... I already have sets of... Oh, no I don't. Not on each. I'm going to need to create the set on each account, aren't I? So if we start by disabling everything... God, look how fast the game... Look how fast the game loads when you have all add-ons off. Boom. Boom. That is ridiculously fast. Actually mental. Reflux. That doesn't sound familiar. Maybe it's reflux. If I set up a second account to get the refer a friend rewards, do I need a second email account and phone number for the account creation? No. You can refer yourself. It's absolutely fine. Is it called reflux? I think this works, but I don't think it's the one I was thinking of. Why is there a reflux 2? Oh. Both of these are like wildly out of date. So I'm going to assume probably not. Somebody's going to just know exactly what it is, and I'm going to go, ah, yes, it's that one. Right, well, let's make a profile then. We're going to need, let's think about what we want to keep them minimal as possible. Though if we are going to do some concentration alts on them, we want a profile that has, you know, some stuff. Bagnator, because we want bags that are better than the default bags. Blizz Move might be useful. Things like Can I Mog It and all of this sort of stuff, not so much. Craft Sim, probably. Whoa! What? Whoa! Ah. Don't even need damage meters on these guys, really. Your actual real internet is down? Well, that's not good. That's not good. Did you wake up with like almost an inch of snow as well this morning, by the way? I was not impressed. I was not impressed. Journalator is lightweight enough. Plumber definitely has lots of quality of life things in it. I'm just wondering if there's any of them I actually need. Until I can specifically think if there's one I need, I'm going to assume not. No mats, no make is going to be needed. We are going to use probably Rare Scanner or Silver Dragon. Which one? I'll decide in a minute. Probably Silver Dragon, actually. With the range extender. Tom-Tom's always needed, and it's light. Warband Miser is actually going to be handy. We unfortunately are going to need a couple of weak auras. Right. Temporarily, that's probably everything I need. Only the one account needs to scan for the rares, doesn't it? You're probably right. Trade School Master App Helper add-on is not installed. Put it on then. Can we not talk about the snow? I'm traumatized. Yeah, I was not impressed to see snow turning up. Right. Can I now make that add-on set a set? Sets, set 1, save, rename. So that should now have the 19. Even my basic set contained 19 add-ons. Are you shitting me? Flipping hell. Oh, I tell you what one I do need. Where's the mini-map button thing? Mini-map button, something or other. Yeah, that one. That's mandatory. So that should now be 20. Yeah. Okay. Right. Now, obviously, these dudes have, like, no gold, no nothing. Like, 2 silver apiece, can't even get anywhere. So they're going to need a bit of a helping hand in starting. But that, I think, is a relatively sensible starting setup for each one. So now let's replicate the same add-on wise on this account. Bullets being bitten here, I see. Yes, Mr. Wu. Yes, indeed. We are at least attempting. Turn all add-ons off. Add-ons, disable all. Reload. Okay. His name is Greed Buttons. How the hell did I come up with half of these names, or did you lot choose them? There's a good chance that you lot chose them. What was the add-ons? Auctionator, Bagnator, Blizzmove, Craft Sim, Journalator. No, not IS Boxer. Journalator. I don't know why IS Boxer still shows up on my list. Maybe it's because it's in the WoW directory. Fast Hand Joe is also quite the inspired name. Yeah, I excuse me. My voice in the morning is actually busted. Yeah, I don't know how half of these character names turned up. Wait, this account doesn't even have no mats, no make. Huh? Oh, wait, hang on. Why is no mats, no... Why has my screen gone off again? It's not off. That's really worrying me. Because apparently no mats, no make is after P. How does that work? N definitely comes before P in my book. Odd. So hang on, what did we have? Auctionator, Bagnator, Blizzmove, Craft Sim. Journalator and its derivatives. Mini-map button. No mats, no make. Silver Dragon with range extender. We may not necessarily need that on all of the slave accounts, but we'll see. Syndicator, TomTom and TSM. Syndicator, Trade School Master, with the app helper and TomTom. Bit of Warband Miser action. And some weak auras with weak aura options. Oh, my screen's done it again. I'm seriously concerned when my screen keeps going black and then coming back on again. Screen blackout forced by your cable connection. Just buy a better one with the right speed. I'm using the one that literally came with the monitor. Yeah, like it like turns off and then turns back on, but obviously I've got OBS over here, so I can see that like OBS is still capturing properly. It's like the monitor's turning off and on. Turn down the refresh rate on my off screens when that started to happen. You mean the other screens or these windows? I don't know. I'll figure it out in a minute. Oh, these are only set to 60 FPS. The main one's at 240. I don't know. I'll figure it out. I appreciate the input though. You sure it's going to be worth putting all this time and effort into this? You sure you're going to be using it? Oh no, not sure at all. But there's the simple rule that if you don't at least try, then you will never know. That's my logic with this. That if I don't even give it a go, then right, that's only 19 again. That's annoying me. That means I've missed one. Flipping hell. There was definitely 20, wasn't there? There was definitely 20. What have I missed? Oh, weak aura's archive is selected for some reason. So it is 19. That's fine. I wish you good luck. Yeah, it might get a little bit over the top for me. I know I don't tend to go quite this deep into anything, so but yes, the reality is the second it stops being, whoa, that was a big panda out of nowhere. I'm literally nose deep in this panda. We need to back it up a little bit. It's not pleasant for anybody. $19, good. Cable monitor data transfer, lack of speed because of the resolution in the multi-monitor system. Just try another cable or even swap them. Yeah, I did buy a few new cables to hook all of this up properly, which might help things. We'll see. We'll see. Right. That, I think, is fundamentally the add-ons in place for these accounts. Although, what I should probably do, even though this account is fundamentally the account that does auctioning stuff, I should probably do something similar with these characters. Like this dude, for example, is clearly one that had never ever left Pandaria, really. Open the bag with 2k gold, so you have free to go with the fly pass. Is that a thing? Do these bags have time winner starting pack? Oh, nice. Well, okay. Well, that's definitely a help already. That'll definitely get me places at least. That's well worth it. Rip the no long boy name. Yeah, look, this is a straight out the bag, fresh. Oh, I've already got a basic profile. Right, let's go this way. So what did we say? Auctionator, Bagnator, Blizz Move, Craft Sim, not bothered about details, none of this business, Journalator and all its mini versions, mini map button. I think I selected no mats, no make. I decided on Silver Dragon, didn't I? With its range extender. Tom, Trade School Master in its mini version. Is that probably it? I think Warband Miser was on the list as well. Weak Auras with the options. And that was probably it. Save. Is that 19? 18? Oh, God, Lord have mercy, what have I missed? What have I missed? Oh, Syndicator. That one. Thought that's just hit me. Where the hell is the gold sink for this expansion? I mean, in Shadowlands it was the Arboreal Shards. I don't remember what it was in Dragonflight, but now repair costs. Probably still the auction house, realistically. Most people don't realise how much gold that absorbs. It's probably still just the auction house, to be fair. In basic terms, at least. I need to decide what I do with the UI. I probably need to make a custom UI layout for these characters as well. But for now, that will do its job. leave it as that for now. Right. Why am I inviting myself to a group? How's this happening all of a sudden then? How's this happening then? The new goal sync will be a full-time multi-box setup. I mean, that's always, anytime you get into multi-boxing in any way, shape or form, it always starts off being a massive gold sync. And then eventually, maybe possibly, if you're lucky, it starts making you more gold. But I don't know who you are. Go away. Stealing my name. Roll more than 100 mil daily, so 5 million plus in auction house fees. That's a big gold sink for sure. The auction house takes just outrageous amounts of gold out of the economy. That 5% on every single transaction is just bonkers crazy. Like actually silly levels of gold. If you think that, you know, every single, because not only does every single item that sells on the auction house take gold out, every single item that doesn't sell also takes gold out. So anything that goes anywhere near the auction house is slowly removing gold from the game. Because you got to remember the deposit fees for everything. Now, deposit fees on materials and stuff doesn't really add up to much at all, but all of the gear, you know, anything that's fundamentally anything that's on the auction house, either putting it there or it's selling, is taking gold out of the game. And over the years, that's like just astronomical amount of gold, like way more than any other source in the game, way more. Like by a mile. They upped the deposit fee on mats as well. Well, it's linked to the vendor price, and so there's quite a lot of stuff now that has a slightly higher vendor price than what it used to as well. So yeah, in that regard, it's taking huge amounts out all the time. What I do need to do is figure out how to get all of these characters to here. I guess I summon them in, right? I guess that's the way. That's the way forward. Summon them all in. There's a big old summoning stone here. Because level 70s can't by default get here, can they? They can be summoned in. Here's a thought. Because I want to do concentration on these characters as well. Summon the characters in once. Set their Hearthstone to here. Then they can probably take the portal back whenever they want to. They can take the portal back whenever they want to. But then they Hearthstone back here otherwise. I think. Maybe possibly. I think. There are profession stations inside the raid. Yeah, but my level 70s are not going to be able to get there, are they? I don't think. They are going to need to go back to the capital city to do their crafting. For the most part. Oh, they can't use the portal, but they can use the Dalaran Hearthstone and go that way. If they're able. Some of my alts can and some can't. Oh, okay. Profession stations inside the raid for everything. Yeah, we'll see. We'll see how that plays out. We'll see how that figures out. I guess the first job is getting them all logged in, Right, I need a mini checklist of what I actually need on any of these characters. They're all remix alts, so that little bag of 2,000, they come with bags, they come with 2,000 gold, which will be good enough to, like, get them places. Outside of that, they don't realistically need to be doing anything until I want to do something with them, I feel. You don't need the station for enchanting anyway, I guess. Well, that's also kind of true. Make the enchants anywhere. Yeah, in theory, I can just stand there and make the enchants, can't I? Okay, this is coming together. I'm wrapping my head around this a little bit. What I am going to need to do, though, is summon them all in. Let's get you over there to summon them all in. This is going to be a bit scuffed today while I try and wrap my head around this and figure all of these little quirks out. What am I doing here? Standing on a long boy on a rock in the middle of nowhere. Okay. Clearly I'd been doing some farming at some point on this dude. I don't want to know how many Dark Moon decks you're going to need to get all those alts up to speed with enchanting. It's a long-term goal. Not anything I'm going to particularly do overly fast. Let's, this dude should just be able to take the portal straight away. Casually cruise in. That's meant to go on this, but where's it gone? Where's my X button gone? Or my Z button even? There's Control Z. Where's Z? Oh, it's there. Right. Haha. Speak of the devil. Right, Fast Hand Joe. What I might do, a little trick I've used before when doing this, is have all of my characters in a community, which it looks like I might have already started to do, which is a good start. It just means when it comes to finding that character, K-Jack mode. Well, it's been something that's been sensible to do. It feels sensible for me to have done for ages. Cause whoa. Okay, we need to calm that audio down. I have the accounts, I have the characters. It's kind of at this point stupid for me to just not be using them. Even if I don't do the Mechanica farm, even if I just concentration craft on them, I'm leaving so much gold on the table, it's actually disgusting. So in that regard, it makes a lot of sense. Oh, hang on. You know what I should do on each one of these is then go and set their Hearthstone to here. Is that a sensible move? Well, it's more sensible than it being in Orgrimmar, isn't it? Or is it? Let me think about this. If I can't use the portal and I don't have Dalaran Hearthstones on these, do I want to set the Hearthstones here? I'm not sure I do. I haven't actually decided. If I set my Hearthstone here, I'm going to find it really hard to get back to the capital city if I can't use the portal. Do I have access to things like the Dalaran Hearthstone and the Garrison Hearthstone? Getting me back to Dalaran gets me places I need. Not super quickly. I should have made them all mages. Alright, well, for now we'll leave them here. Vulpera's would have actually been the biggest play, yeah. Yeah, Vulpera's would have been the play. So now let's check the add-ons automatically set. No, wait, hang on. I swear I saw Can I Mog It on then. Why would Can I Mog It be on? Why is Can I Mog It on all of a sudden? Disable all, load set. Why is Can I Mog It in that set? There's absolutely no way I turned Can I Mog It on these characters. If Can I Mog It is on, that means something else is off, which is wrong. Yeah, why is all this business on? What's going on with this? Does this little add-on not work? Go away. Alright, well, if I end up with random stuff on... Go away! Go away! Oh, I don't know. Add-on profiles has historically been the bane of my life in this game, and I've never, ever, ever once found a nice, easy, convenient way of doing it. Trinkets! Jesus. Is that all on the same account? If that's the case, you just create a loadout with the add-on manager and just load it up quickly instead of clicking them all on and off. Yeah, I mean, that's what I did. So... disable all, reload, turn all of them off, and then when I go sets, basic, load, it puts Can I Mog It on every time. It's like, what? Sure, fine. It's just going to have to be on then. Like, okay. It's just on. That's so loud, I'm sorry. That's saying I'm not actually entirely sure you get the trinkets noise. Banana Fred. What a stupid character name. Right, there's going to be a fair bit of this, I think, now. Now I'm in the rhythm. And my load times are still nice. Even with those 20 add-ons on, my load times are still more than acceptable. Go on, was the button. One, two, three, four, five, and then feeling blue is the last one on this account. Technically room to make another one because we've got the level 70 boost on those new accounts as well now. Although I think, I don't know, we'll see. Let's not get ahead of ourselves. I'm still not 100% sure exactly how this is going to work because all my characters are on the one realm, which is a problem that I can't easily fix though. Stop, go away. Add-ons, everything off. Disable all, quick. I'm going to give everybody a small little piece of advice here as well. And the advice is don't go up, don't move up to 4K. be content playing at 1080p. Because 4K is too good. It's just too good. Whoa, I wonder if I put all of these characters in this one community back for Remix. If I did that during Remix, I'm an absolute G. Because that's going to make this whole process much easier if that's the case. Greed buttons. It looks like I did, you know. Sandbeard. Oh dear. This one's got it on there as well. I don't know. Something about can I mog it seems insistent that it's on. Why is a community useful? Oh, it just makes inviting characters so much easier. Because you just right click on their name and invite them. Rather than having to, / invite this character or whatever. This dude didn't go bananas crazy with rares, which makes me think that rare scanner's not on this account. Add-ons. Was it Silver Dragon? No, it is on. Maybe it just didn't like... Oh, there we go. There we go. Because look, as soon as this character loads in, it'll pop up here. It's a simple / right click invite. Tell you what, this little bag with 2,000 gold in is also going to be very helpful. Who would have thought that these remix characters would have... do the same with a guild, but I guess if it's not for a personal one, log in, log out messages can get annoying. But the putting them all in a guild is useful, but there's the possibility that certain characters might want to be in their own guilds for storage reasons, maybe more than anything else. You can be in multiple communities, but you can only be in one guild. So that's the reason I put them in a community rather than a guild. But yeah, both will work just as well. Chuck Tour. These character names are fucking stupid. How do people sell crafted stuff at a lower price than the crafted cost in quantities bigger than any concentration craft suggests? They're either, there's only two options here. They're either crafting things cheaper than you are, or they're willing to sell things at a loss. The most common answer is that they craft things cheaper than you. Crafting costs are a lot more dynamic these days, which is easy to forget that people can, depending on when people buy their materials, depending on what their profession setups are. Crafting costs can only be considered comparable when both characters have exactly the same setups. And there's so many moving parts in professions these days that it's very easy for one person to have completely different prices to others. Or the alternative is quite simple, that people are just selling it for less than what it costs to craft. But like I said, it's strongly dependent on what you actually consider the cost to craft, because that can differ wildly. And concentration is one of the biggest spanners in the works when it comes to that. Concentration allows people to craft things substantially cheaper than you can mass produce them for. And then it's just the law of, big scalable numbers, right? You forget just how many people play this game. This is why most quality 3 consumable items end up selling on the auction house for less than what they cost to mass produce them. Simply because there's so many people out there that are crafting them with concentration that the price can actually get pushed down really low. Because crafting with concentration is so much cheaper. But, like I said, lots of moving parts. Difficult to sort of say specifically. Let's assume this one is ready to go. Duskweave bag crafting cost if you buy all the mats from the auction house on my servers around 1.1k. People are selling hundreds of bags at 850 to 900 gold. Well, in that very specific example, your material price, you're looking at what the material price is today. What people will be doing is not looking at the material, and that 1.1k is the cost for you to press the button, right? That's not usually, now I don't know how you've calculated that 1.1k, but usually that's the cost to press the button. but people don't take into consideration things like resourcefulness, which resourcefulness on tailoring can actually stack pretty high. You're looking at about a 30% cost saving when you craft in bulk. And so when you craft enough of them, that 1.1k to press the button every time you save some materials, that's pushing your crafting cost down. And so even at 850 to 900 gold, they might still actually be profitable. If people are crafting enough, getting enough resourcefulness procs, even with today's material prices at 1.1k per button press, they're probably getting a crafting cost much lower than that. Now, add on to the fact that people could have bought their materials at a much cheaper point, and so their personal crafting costs could be substantially less, even still, before you take into consideration things like procs on resourcefulness. So it's very difficult to compare because two people's crafting costs are likely to be very different. And most markets end up being ludicrously heavily saturated these days. The easy answer is if something doesn't look profitable, move on to the next thing. I highly suggest to most players that you spread yourself wide, give yourself, if you are just focusing on one specific item, one specific market, if that one thing fails, you're screwed. But if Duskweave bags are not profitable to sell, don't waste too much time trying to figure out why. Look at the next thing. Is this next thing kind of profitable? Yes or no? Jump to another profession. There are people out there that have every single profession with every single item leveled so that, on some days, some things are profitable, some things are not. It's mostly around sort of hunting down the thing that works in the moment based upon your sort of crafting prices. This is why a lot of players will buy materials ahead of time and hold a bunch of materials. That way that they've got them, they know what they paid for them, they're not subject to whatever today's specific price on a material is. But when you look at add-ons are mostly set up these days to take whatever the current price on the auction house is for the materials when it calculates a crafting cost. But you can do better than that by focusing on, if there are materials you buy frequently, you can over time push your average price per material down. It's just what you got to do now to be competitive. Crafting is significantly more competitive than it used to be. And you just have to play the mini stock market on materials, really. How am I supposed to make gold with tailoring? Well, like I mentioned, the profession doesn't particularly matter. It's hunting down the thing that is profitable in the here and now for you with your professions, which it's what could work for you might not work for somebody else, and vice versa. Generally speaking, though, tailoring is very much focused towards making capes for other people via work orders. But then you've got the variables. Well, are there people on your server that want them? You can't fill work orders if there's nobody that wants them. Bolts can usually be you can often buy cloth, unravel it, turn it into like basic bolts, maybe then turn those basic bolts into exquisite weaver cloth bolts, then maybe use those exquisite weaver cloth bolts on your tailoring cool downs. There's like 4 steps in the process there. Each step in that process, you can squeeze a tiny little bit of margin out. And so by the time you do the whole process, you're left with quite a bit more sometimes than what you actually spent on the raw materials. But you got to scale everything. It's all about scaling everything. Vertical integration is the technical term for this, where you basically bring in-house all steps of the process, so that you know, the only step of the process I wouldn't bother internalizing is the actual farming of the base raw materials. You can easily pay somebody else to do that at competitive rates. But that's true with nearly any of the professions. It doesn't just need to be tailoring. I miss the time when I could buy materials directly from players. For half a year, pretty much monopolized the alchemy market on my server. This isn't too easy to visualize, but I am strongly of the belief that there is a fraction of the amount of materials in existence now to what used to exist. Now there's a little bit of rose-tinted goggles here potentially. In my numbers might not be accurate, but before the auction house went region wide, I kind of quite strongly remember there being like easily 7 figures worth of certain materials, so 1 million plus of certain materials on one server on the bigger servers. So like, you know, your basic ore, your basic leather, that sort of stuff. There was often loads of it, like 1 million of it plus being listed every day on the bigger servers. Now, when you look at the region-wide auction house, you would expect when everything from all of the servers was smushed into one, it would have piled up so goddamn high. But the reality is, when you look at the auction house now, there's not like 20 million of like every single material. There's still only a few million of each material. So it kind of points out to me that there's just substantially less materials in the market now, which is an indication that substantially less farming is happening. There is way less materials just stacking up than there ever used to be. And this might, in some part, be... Now, I mutter these words very carefully because I don't want to jinx anything, but it might be why that there's significantly less bots in retail these days for farming. There still are farming bots, but the bots go where the money is, and the money's not in retail. The money's in classic, because the amount you can farm for your per hour gold generation just isn't that strong. So the bots mostly live in classic these days because they can still live the life of luxury where they can farm up as much as they want, pretty much dominate the price of those materials, and equally probably sell 80% of that server's materials sort of demand. But it's not so easy for bots to do that on retail anymore. And the rate of like... You can probably make a full token's worth of gold on Classic and sell it easier, which is the grossest aspect of all of this. It's probably much, much, much easier to sell Classic gold if you're the kind of person that would go down that route than it is to sell retail gold, because the retail situation is so easily, you know, token, boom, token, boom. I don't know what my overall conclusion to that little TED Talk is, other than the region-wide auction house has made some pretty interesting changes. Did I do the add-ons on this character? I'm losing track of what I've done and what I haven't done on these now. Oh, I turned all the add-ons off, but I didn't turn them back on again. This is me not being able to multitask. Saving some gold for the auction house mount. 5 mil is a lot of gold. It's a lot of gold. And I would also very cautiously suggest that you may not even get one at 5 mil. They have recently been selling for less than gold cap sometimes. But as more time goes on, I know everybody had the luxury of spending, what was it, $90 to get the pay to win auction house mount. But now that you can't buy that one again, there are still people that are looking at the black market auction house for them. You might need to save up to 10 mil to be able to snag one, and that's if you can even find it. They're tricky business to even find. They better bring back the original Longboy and BFA remix. That would be an interesting play. They quite carefully removed gold as a currency from MOP remix. So I don't know how they'd go about doing that. But I'm sure they'd figure something out. There was a lot of bots farming and then babysitting the auction house. That is why many real players were fine with selling their herbs cheaper than at the auction house, so I gladly took advantage of it. Yeah, you could often like set up trade deals with specific players who did a lot of farming, who would just simply directly COD you, charge on demand via the mail, you materials at a 5 to 10% saving to the auction house. That was very prominent throughout most of Shadowlands, especially with the amount of materials Lego crafters would churn through. I know for a fact I was going through millions of ore every week. Right, we've nearly got all the tunes. Oh, we've nearly got all the tunes on these 3 accounts in. Hide a sausage. Oh God, you guys definitely picked some of these character names. Didn't sell any pets on this 48-hour cycle. Oof. Oof. You know what that means. You clearly don't have enough of them. Farm more. Go, go, go. Right, that I think, at least on these 3 new accounts, is all the level 70s in. What I do need to do on this account, which has seen a little bit more use, is... This is my farming dude, technically. I need to get a bunch of characters from this realm in here as well. Why do I... For starters, why has that character got so much gold on him? Or does he not have 1,000,000 gold on him? Well, this was my old bank character for a while. Oh. That is some stuff. What is all of this and where did it come from? Oh. I know what all of this is. This is all the stuff. Oh, right. There's probably some valuable shit in here. There's probably some very valuable shit in here. And what's more worrying than anything else is this inventory is full with no spare space, leading me to believe that there is definitely some stuff lost in the nether on this character. Whoops. All sorts of random ass shit going on in here. Huh. Okay. Oh, that's a character just to come back to another day, isn't it? That's scary. We'll ignore that for now. Let's not get too distracted by that one. You are a pet selling character, so you go down the bottom here somewhere. It's actually 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 characters that we need to get into. These 6 need to get into the Undermine now. I'm going to need help from somebody to summon. Log you back in. And these characters get the same treatment the other ones had. Now why have these characters got all these flipping add-ons back on again? What? I'm not sure, you know, if this is saving. Sets load. It doesn't seem to be saving my selection here. Alright, well, whatever. Come out, do some summons. Modern is the default that I'm apparently using in UI terms. Just with more bars, apparently. Sold 8 at about 700k over 10 days. Bit early for me to panic about bringing the prices down yet, but we'll see. It's, yeah, it might have just been an off day, you know. I wouldn't read too much into it. I think you'll be fine. I think you'll be fine. No, hang on. Yeah, you need to go in here. Some of these characters are going to be in weird and wacky places. Because I have logged on and done some stuff with some of these characters. They get the same love though. Add-on control panel hasn't been updated since November, so it's not working properly anymore. Given the Blizzard changes to the add-on selection functionality, I've removed it personally with regret. Oh, really? I hadn't even paid clearly enough attention to that, but I probably should. Does Blizzard's new default work at least reasonably well? I mean, I'm happy to not use any add-on at all as long as I can get some level of functionality, you know. Try better add-on list. Is that another one, is it? Oh, this isn't a remix character. Dragon Shard of Knowledge. Oh no, they've nerfed these. You can only sell these for 1 gold a piece now. These used to be at least 50 gold a piece. Oh dear. Oh dear. Does this guy have professions and stuff then? I guess he probably does. Oh, he's got alchemy somehow. Dragon Isle's alchemy. What's this better add-on list? I'm a bit too deep into this to be changing it now, but once I've got all of these characters sorted, we might swap it around a bit. Don't want none of that. 1, 2, 3. Greed fuel. Have I ever done anything with this character before? Repurpose these tunes all the same. Something's happening in the background. You have a bag of money. Apparently you're missing abilities. Not that that really matters, but just quickly do start a build. Thank you very much. Right, now you need a invite. Who are you? That one. Run you inside. And for all intensive purposes, you're done. How many is that then? 1, 2, 3, 4. 2 more, really. Goblin Wallet, who's apparently done some herbing and mining. And then Top Goblin. 2 more. And then that's all the characters, at least, in the Undermine. And we can start thinking about setting up teams and seeing how I go about actually finding and killing rares. Because it's going to get very expensive very quickly to move all of these characters about, but it is feasible. What's the cost of a character transfer these days? $15? So a token? 3 Mechanicas? It's probably not worth it, is it? Okay, this dude's done something. Add-ons. You've done something. I'm wondering if I leave you with a slightly different set of add-ons just because you're clearly useful somewhere else. Although, let's be real. Why would I ever need herbing and mining on this dude? Maybe I was doing... Maybe this was way... Whoa, look at the catch-up numbers on these. Catch-up numbers on these are disgusting. Maybe this was based on me doing a shuffle on this dude at some point that I never bothered to finish. That's probably most likely the case. Yo, did I cancel that summon? What a donut. I didn't mean to cancel it. Right, last dude. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Top goblin in. 6. Last character. Oh, that's not what I meant to press. What did I do there? God bless Remix, though. Has given me real quick and easy ability to hop on a trend. Which, like I said, is a big thing for goal making generally. You want to try and have things set up so that when something works, that you can just do it. Okay, that's the last one in. Right, okay, so hopefully, maybe possibly, that's everybody in. Now, I wonder if it's worth setting up macros to invite into the teams quickly and easily, or whether I should just wing it every time I change team. So my main is going to run around and kill the 4 rares, Tally, Swigs, Nitro, Thwack. And we will have one of you, one of you, one of you. I don't like that they're in the favourites list. Just don't use that. Because with all of these online, the advantage of the community is I just do this. Who am I missing? You. So there's me and my team. What might be something I want to set up then. We just kill rares now, right? Surely. Now we're at the point I think where we just kill rares. If you have Leatrix, they can auto accept from guild members or friends. I do not have whatever that is. Let's go shopping. What's it called? Leatrix Plus. I've heard people use this before for stuff. Oh, a casual 39 million people are way ahead of me on this one. Okay, install. That is one that gets added to the list then. My main's load speed is still horrible. Way too many add-ons. What's crazy is that these small screens are both big enough and high enough resolution that I can actually still comfortably use them without full sizing them, which is bananas. That was not something I was expecting. Right, Nitro. My frames are tragic until add-ons keep up. Nitro's dead. Now, see, this is going to be my problem with having them all on the same realm, that I am fundamentally just sat around waiting for the rares, which is something that is a real huge, great big delay. You went multi-box? I had the characters, I had the accounts. It was kind of foolish not to. It was really foolish not to. Slippery slope. Now you have to upgrade the other screens as well. This is why this is why. Don't go OLED. Don't go 4K. Because, oh my god, my two side screens look so shit now. I knew they were trashed. They're trashed. They're like €100, like nothing burger screens. They're just two extra screens. But it's yeah, I knew that was going to be a thing. And see, this is where one of the rares has spawned, and I could quite easily contemplate moving some of these dudes to go and get those killed. Can they reach? If I go kill Slugger, does it reach? Oh, hello. Why are we getting frame issues? If somebody else was here, I'd try and nuke him, but well, I didn't pull, but sure. You said earlier about server transfers, much cheaper just to get some more 70s boosted and split them between the groups. Cost of a boost is less than 100k, I think, on EU. Yeah, maybe. Well, I do have a level 70 boost on each of these second accounts now. So I could put one toon somewhere else on each of them, which, you know, is a step in the right direction. Thwack is up. I'm not getting great performance at the moment, though. We need to tweak some settings here, clearly. I would still want at least a solid 60 on this one. I mean, I could just do this. Yeah, everything's having a little bit of a hard time right now. This is where I might need to adjust a few things. It'll catch up in a second, please hold. Yeah, graphics card is still having a hard time. Let me change up a few things. Even chat's lagging? Wait, what? That shouldn't be a thing. The stream is still slightly scuffed, isn't it? Please hold. I'll do my best to fix this without totally breaking everything. The GPU memory is capping out again.